In this part, we have to discuss prokaryotic cell. To know the prokaryotic cell, first we should know what are prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are the unicellular organisms. They having prokaryotic cell. That means here pro refers to primitive, karyon refers to nucleus. That means the prokaryotes having primitive nucleus. But it is not the only character of prokaryotes. There are plenty of primitive characters found in case of prokaryotes as compared to the eukaryotes. Then they includes mainly eubacteria, that we also called a true bacteria. Popularly we name them as a bacteria. Another one, cyanobacteria, that is itself we called blue-green algae. Then another group of a primitive bacteria, we call the name archaeobacteria. Then in addition to that, PPLO, that is pleuro pneumonia like organisms, we called PPLO. Then lastly, the another group, mycoplasma. These are the small group of organisms we called prokaryotes, namely a true bacteria we called eubacteria, blue-green algae, cyanobacteria, a primitive type of bacteria we called ancient bacteria, archaeobacteria, that includes methanogens, halophiles, thermoacidophils. Then pleuropneumonia like organisms, and finally mycoplasma. All these a specialized group of unicellular organisms having a prokaryotic type of cell, therefore they are called prokaryotes. Then here if you consider prokaryotic cell as a model cell, mainly by taking bacteria cell as a model, we have to discuss in detail. If you consider prokaryotic cell, bacteria cell is the best typical example for prokaryotic cell. Here we have to discuss first the coverings of bacteria cell. Then after that the processes arises from the bacteria cell we have to discuss. Then we have a specialized protoplasmic content, a component of protoplasm that we have to discuss, that is cytoplasm. Lastly, here incipient nucleus is there, that we may not called as a true nucleus, even that we also called nucleoid. Like that we can classify the structure of prokaryotic cell into four important structural organization. Coverings of the cell, process arise from the cell, and in protoplasm we have two components. One is cytoplasm, another one incipient nucleus. If you analyze the prokaryotic cell completely, you can very easily follow the information of archaeobacteria, information of bacteria, information of blue-green algae, information of mycoplasma, information of pleuropneumonia like organism, even the characters of prokaryotes and kingdom Monera characters, because all the prokaryotes included under kingdom Monera. If you take covering, generally there are three coverings we have in case of specially bacteria cell. One is capsule, second one cell wall, third one cell membrane or plasma membrane. Some bacteria cell only having two covering, cell membrane and cell wall. Whereas some of the pathogenic bacteria as well as aquatic bacteria, the bacteria living in water, may have additional coating, that what we call capsule. Therefore, highest number of coverings we seen in case of bacteria cell is three: outermost capsule, middle cell wall, innermost cell membrane or plasma membrane. If you consider capsule, generally the capsule is outermost covering of the bacteria cell. It's a outer covering of the cell, one thing. And secondly, it is made up of mucopolysaccharide. As a result, it is the very specialized organic molecule, jelly-like, thin, slippery, sticky, and also have a certain resistance power. That specialized mucopolysaccharide covering is there in capsule. And mainly it is found in aquatic bacteria, the bacteria living in water, as well as pathogenic, means disease causing bacteria. These two bacteria generally having protective covering. As a result, the benefit of capsule in these bacteria is mainly to develop antibiotic resistance. Whatever the host which produce antibiotic, against that antibiotic they shows resistance. Hence, if capsule is there, such bacteria we enable to kill very easily. Then second, it has enzyme resistance, host enzyme resistance. Hence, the bacteria with capsule may not be killed very easily by host enzymes, and it is usually in aquatic bacteria helps for protection, because they have to live in water throughout life. There is a additional protection is needed from the water medium by bacteria. Hence, that mucopolysaccharide capsule play a very important role. But in medical physiology, one of the pathogenic significance is there, mainly based on presence and absence of capsule, we can able to differentiate them into two groups of the bacteria, especially that we can come across while discussion of cell wall. Then second covering is cell wall, and this cell wall mainly made up of murin or muramic acid. Murin or muramic acid is the composition of cell. As we know, in case of plant cell, cell wall is mainly made up of cellulose. Sometimes there may be presence of pectin, saprin, lignin, hemicellulose in case of plant cell wall. Whereas in case of prokaryotes, it's a very specialized a chemical, murin or muramic acid is there. Then based on staining nature, the especially we can able to classify gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria. On that base, we can able to analyze how much the pathogenic bacteria is strong. If gram positive bacteria is there, generally it is stronger as compared to gram negative. Based on staining nature, we can classify gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. When you take the bacteria sample, to that add a few drops of crystal violet stain. Then add a few drops of iodine solution. Then washed with alcohol. Generally, most of the slides we wash with water. Here, you have to collect the bacteria sample. To that, add few drops of crystal violet stain. Then few drops of iodine solution washed with alcohol. At that time, if you specially observe under microscope, we get here two options. Suppose that whatever the bacterial slide, it shows a pink color. It's a gram-negative bacteria. If it shows purple color, it indicates gram-positive bacteria. But by knowing this gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, there is one of the most important medical significance is there. If gram-negative bacteria is there, it is covered by capsule. As a result, it is a little bit stronger. For such a bacterial treatment, we have to use higher antibiotics or wide spectrum action antibiotics. If only it gives purple color, at that time cell wall and cell membrane is there, no capsule. Compared to gram-negative bacteria, gram-positive is weaker. At that time, we can use some normal antibiotics. With what low dose antibiotics we can use and kill the bacteria. Therefore, especially during staining, generally we use what we call crystal violet stain for identification of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. By this, we so far discussed one capsule, another one cell wall. Last one, cell membrane. It is the innermost covering, but here and there it shows some inward foldings, and these foldings we call mesosomes. Therefore, here mesosomes are inward plasma membrane foldings of bacteria cell. They help in respiration. That means in case of prokaryotes, there is no mitochondria in their cytoplasm. Therefore, biological oxidation of food to get energy is mainly takes place by special structure. Its name is mesosomes. Therefore, mesosomes are inward plasma membrane bulb-like foldings, and these foldings found in the bacteria cell as well as all prokaryotic cell, they play a very important role in respiration like a mitochondria. That means they take glucose, oxidize and gives energy like a mitochondria. Therefore, we can say in prokaryotes, mesosomes itself is a powerhouse of the cell. How we say in case of eukaryotes, mitochondria are powerhouse of the cell. You take processes of a bacteria cell. One, we have a special locomotory organ, flagella. Second one, pili, that we also called sex pili. And third one, membrane. if you take flagella, typically flagella having basal body, then hook, and last one filament. These three structures together form flagellum. Flagella plural, flagellum singular. Basically, if you take a flagella, it having basal body, then we have hook and filament. That filament shows microtubules, but that microtubules may not shows 9 plus 2 is equal to 11 microtubule arrangement. That means 9 plus 2 is equal to 11 microtubule arrangement is there. It is a character of eukaryote. Other than this, it may in different combination. For example, 10 plus 2 it may be what we can say 12, or 9 plus 4 13, like that different microtubule combination we have. Then this is a very specialized a structure, helps for locomotion, and based on distribution as well as number of especially flagella, we can classify bacteria into different types. Suppose bacteria simply having single flagellum, we call monotrichous. That means it having single flagellum, monotrichous. Then if there is a presence of tuft of flagella at one pole, a bunch of flagella at one pole, we call lopitrichous. Here what happens? A bunch of flagella formed at one pole, and other side it is free. That what we call the name lopitrichous. If you consider a two bunch of flagella present at opposite end, at that time it we call the name what we call ampitrichous. Means the especially both. MP means both side flagella are present. That what we call ampitrichous. Then here you take the especially flagella may present on peripheral region, we called peritrichous type of what bacteria. If there is no flagella at that time, that bacteria we call atrichous bacteria. That is, if single flagellum is there in a bacteria, we call monotrichous. Bunch of flagella at one pole, we call lopitrichous. A two bunch of flagella at opposite pole, we call ampitrichous. Many flagella present on peripheral region, we call peritrichous. If there is no flagella in a bacteria, we call atrichous bacteria. See here, the two flagella present at one pole. Therefore, in this typical structure, there is a bacteria cell. We have lopitrichous. It is not peritrichous at all, because these process we call pillae and pimbrae. There are what we call this margin, this pole. Whatever we have two flagella that are present at one pole in terms of bunch, therefore it is a lopitrichous. Next process is pillae, or in other words we called sex pillae. Generally they helps for attachment, and also they play a very important role during conjugation. Especially to attach the host body, these pillae or sex pillae are used. Singular pillas we use. And generally conjugation is a phenomenon where the genetic material transferred from one strain to another strain. For example, here I drawn two bacteria. One is belongs to suppose A strain, another one B stain. Then A stain having a specialized plasmids here. They are extranuclear circular DNA. We call them as a plasmids. Here also we have to show some of plasmids. Then these plasmids, when you consider A stain having plasmid, then B stain not having any plasmid at all. To transfer these plasmid from A stain to B stain, there is a pathway used by a bacterium that is called the name conjugation tube. That conjugation tube is formed with the help of pili or sex pili. Therefore, especially pili or sex pili play a very important role to transfer the genetic material from one stain to another stain. That process what we call the name conjugation. Hence, conjugation is process of transfer of plasmid or DNA from one strain to another strain is called a conjugation. In such a way, a pili or sex pili play a very important role in conjugation as well as attachment to the host body. Another group of process we call pimbrane. They are generally a hook-like process, helps for attachment to the host body. In such a way, the prokaryotic cells having three kinds of process. One, flagella helps for locomotion. Then pili, they play a very important role in attachment to the host body as well as to the what we call the conjugation process. Whereas pimbrane, they play a very important role to attach the host body. In such a way, especially processes are there. By this, we covered the two important concepts here: coverings of the bacteria cell, capsule, cell wall, cell membrane. Three types of process: flagella, then pili, pimbrane. If you consider the cytoplasm of bacteria cell, it is generally having a specialized structures called ribosomes, then a lamellae and plasmids. These are the three important structures are there. So here it is a lamellae, then we have 70S type of ribosomes, and at the same time the circular structure plasmids are there. If you take in case of prokaryotes, most of membrane bonded cell organelles are absent. That means what? Membrane covering cell organelles. We call membrane bonded cell organelles. They are absent in case of prokaryotes. Suppose mitochondria, Golgi complex, chloroplast, lysosomes. Such membrane bonded cell organelles are absent in case of prokaryotes. Hence, there are three important structures are there in cytoplasm of the prokaryote: ribosomes, lamellae, plasmids. If you take ribosomes, in case of prokaryotes, 70S type of ribosomes are there. In that, larger subunit is 50S and smaller one is 30S. S is a sedimentation coefficient. It is not an additive property. Andre plus mada barala anta. And it depends on weight of the particle, then rate of centrifugation and surface area of the particle. Therefore, the ribosomes are generally 70S type. They helps for protein synthesis. And another important structure, a plasmids. These are circular DNA. That means ring-like DNA present in cytoplasm of a bacteria cell. And generally they are called non-chromosomal DNA. Means they may not responsible for the expression of any character, but they play a very important role in antibiotic resistance. That means they have a genes to resist against antibiotic. Hence, if you continuously use same antibiotic for a particular pathogen, they develop antibiotic resistance in the plasmid. At the same time, they helps to remove the toxic substance that we call detoxification. Removal of poisonous substance from the body we call detoxification. Removal of poisonous substance from the body is called detoxification. Therefore, plasmid play two important role. Lamellae is a very specialized, a membrane-like structure which having chlorophyll molecule and helps for photosynthesis. Then last one, a nucleoid, or in other words, incipient nucleus. Nucleoid or incipient nucleus. In case of prokaryotes, nucleus is not well advanced, because if you consider the nucleoid, generally it has no nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane boundary is absent. Therefore, just a mass of chromatin material is shown here. That is, no nuclear membrane in case of what? The specially nucleoid. Then no nucleolus. Generally, if you consider in case of eukaryotes, a specialized nucleolus is there to organize the function of nucleus. That is absent in case of specially incipient nucleus or nucleoid. And to nourish the nucleus, there is a presence of nucleoplasm. That liquid is there that nourishes the what? The nucleus. That is also absent. Therefore, here chromatin material just embedded in what is as a mass in terms of what? Cytoplasm. Hence it is called incipient nucleus. One more primitive character in case of specially nucleoid is here a special packing proteins. Its name what we call? The histones are absent here. No histones, therefore no chance of chromosome formation. It is another what we called the primitive character of what? The specially the what we called prokaryotes.